What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the basement on the temporary layout. Today we're going to be looking at one of my new acquisitions, and when I say new, probably within the past month or two since the last time I uploaded a video. And that is this Elco RSD-15 low hood, also known commonly by their nicknames, you know, the gators, the alligators, because they do kind of look like an alligator. And this one is in the Lake Superior and Ishpeming paint scheme, number 2402. Again, that's the railroad that I modeled, the LS&I. And, yeah, a little bit of background on this. These were made back in probably 2007, 2008. They don't show up on eBay too often. And when they do, they're in very condition. I've seen a few show up on eBay that were not up to my standards. I didn't feel like paying the money they were asking to salvage them. Then this one came on. This was brand new in the box. And again, these were from 2007, 2008. And it came with, it's a Broadway Limited, first of all. And it came with their Quantum series sound decoders, DCC and sound. Came with the, or Quantum, what do they call it, QSI? It was before Paragon, they had QSI sound, which I had no experience with. I'm limited to Paragon 2, 3, and 4 in Broadway Limited. And this is also my first Broadway Limited diesel. I've only bought their Steam before. Here's my RSD-12 going around here. I got him pulling some LS&I ore cars that I custom made. Look at that. All individually numbered. That's a lot of work right there. Spray paint them by the decals, apply them. Make sure the coupler heights are good, all that. And it's quite a bit of an undertaking there. I'm gonna have to do a video on that one. That's arguably my most prized engine right there. That's completely custom. I got that off eBay too. But back to this guy, yeah, it came with QSI sound, which I had no experience with. It's kind of early DCC and sound. So I threw it on the track, and it just sounded like crap. A lot of static, a lot of shell rattle. And also the rear axle would not rotate very well, even though, again, this was brand new, and it most definitely was brand new. It was wrapped and everything. I could tell nobody had opened the package. It was brand new. But the rear truck wouldn't swivel right, and that was because the speaker actually was being, the speaker housing, if you will, was actually cracked, and a piece of it was preventing the rear truck from swiveling. So what I did was I gutted the whole thing, took out all the electronics, as a lot of people do when they buy a Broadway Limited, and I just threw in my own decoder, nothing fancy. I didn't go with sound. There's plenty of room in there for a speaker. I didn't feel like putting that much money and effort into it. So I just went with straight DCC, and it's great. It's got great electrical pickup, good motor control, slow speeds. Yeah, so that's what happened to it. So I gutted it and put in my own decoder. And I've been running it for like a month or two now, and I do like it. I got it hooked up to a little ore train there going on. A bit of an ore train. But yeah, as you can see, I've got the headlight on. Comes with LEDs, so I didn't have to swap those out. That was pretty cool. The detail on these is pretty good. Nothing insane. You got your drop rings. You got your grab irons. You do have a little step there that drops down. You don't see that on all models. You do get cables on the front and the rear for, you know, your brake cables or your MU cables, whatever. You get that. Sun visors. The vents are see-through. That's cool. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it. I was fortunate to get it on eBay in its original packaging. You don't see that a whole lot. But I love the paint scheme. This was definitely the backbone of the LS&I's roster in the 70s and 80s there. So I definitely needed I definitely needed at least one. I still want another one so that I can consist them. I know they made a 2405 as well. Hopefully that shows up at some point. I can get that in there too. But yeah, let's go ahead and, I don't know, I'll just fire it up. It's just gonna go around. All right. Let's grab our controller over here. Let's get her going. And that is at speed step 1. That is without adjusting the decoder settings at all. Default. Speed step 2. Three. Speed step 5. As you can see, it's not going too quickly. Again, this is out of a 128 speed steps. You do get cab figures, which is cool. I'd say that's kind of standard nowadays. Whether or not it was standard back in 2007, 2008, I can't say. I've been pulling some Sioux Line ore cars here. Well, it's actually a combination of Sioux Line and LS&I. It's a speed step 7. Here's some LS&I cars. I numbered those. Other than that, all the decals came on. The only thing it needed were numbers. So I put on the numbers. There's the RSD-12 coming by now in the background. Again, that's arguably my favorite one. Some LS&I, and then an LS&I caboose. Number 20. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, it runs great. It's got good electrical pickup. It never stalls. It was brand new. I put in my own decoder, just classic Soundtracks, like 4-function decoder. All I have is the front light and the backup light hooked up to it. And yeah, I couldn't be happier with it. So, yeah. Let me know if you want me to review any more specific locomotives. I've got a lot of them, and I'm still buying more. I can't stop it. So, all right. Thanks for watching.